Two people were shot in two separate shootings. Metro Police say shortly after 10, a man was dropped off at the hospital with a gunshot wound to his hand. He told police he was shot near Wyandotte Park. About a half an hour later, police were called to Bowling Avenue in the Park Hill neighborhood where they found a man who'd been shot in his stomach. He, too, was taken to a local hospital. Police believe his injuries are non-life threatening. As of right now, there are no suspects in either of these shootings. So if you have information on either one, you're urged to call the anonymous tip line at 574 LMPD. So JCPS is pushing back against moves to split up the district.
In his State of the District address, Superintendent Dr. Marty Pollio said that would be the most detrimental decision to the community in years, though some Kentucky lawmakers feel differently. WHAS11's Taylor Woods reports.
Splitting up JCPS into smaller districts, JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Pollio used his State of District address to take on Kentucky lawmakers pushing back.
Splitting up the district, this is my opinion, I believe this, it will be the most damaging decision made to this community in many, many years.
But Republican lawmakers from Louisville are looking to create a commission to study all angles.
There's nothing settled on this commission. We're coming in with a blank slate.
But Pollio sees it as another attempt by lawmakers to control JCPS.
Not only will our teachers in our high-need schools not be paid $8,000 more, they will actually be paid $8,000 less.
Dr. Pollio challenged state lawmakers to make sure the commission is well represented with those who are most marginalized.
That's a very valid point, and we want to make sure that we don't inhibit the diversity. We don't want to inhibit the kids in terms of being successful.
Kentucky Republican Representative Ken Fleming is sponsoring the resolution to create the efficient and effective school district governance task force. Although the resolution hasn't officially passed, Republican Kevin Bratcher of Louisville says they're just looking in from the outside to see how they can make the district better.
We're going to look at many different things, but the major one is Jefferson County Public Schools too big?
In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
Right now, the resolution has been introduced in the House and is waiting to be heard by the Education Committee.
JCPS district leaders plan to address next year's transportation plan in the coming weeks. In his address to the district, Dr. Marty Pollio praised the district's transition choice zones. Those zones allowed families to keep students closer to home. Pollio says he's also proud of the district's move to a reading curriculum standard, something that's also happening with math.
We trained 4,000 teachers this summer when it came to teaching literacy. Math is next. We already have about half our elementary schools. That's this summer. We'll have to train 6,000 more this summer.
The superintendent also expressed support for an optional backpack league program for students. That's a 4-week program over the summer that originally started to help with pandemic learning losses.
Food Network chef Darnell Ferguson, also known as Super Chef, has now been indicted on several charges connected to a domestic violence incident. A Jefferson County grand jury indicted Ferguson on charges including assault, burglary, and strangulation. Police allege Ferguson attacked his estranged wife at her apartment on January 2nd, making her fear for her safety. Ferguson previously pleaded not guilty. He'll be back in court Monday. That
new Louisville apartment complex that caught fire Monday morning will be torn down. Louisville fire crews are still on watch after that massive fire destroyed the 310 at Nulu building. Fire Chief Brian O'Neill says the interior floors collapsed in the fire. They're now worried about the exterior walls collapsing. That's why he's called for an emergency demolition.
Our Fire Prevention Bureau has been over there to take a look at it. They have put in an order for emergency demolition. Now that's going to go to the city, and the city will have to decide when that happens and how that happens.
64 people lost their homes in that fire. Mayor Craig Greenberg says all of them do have places to stay at this point and are receiving help from the Red Cross. The Louisville Fire Department says all of the victims did have renter's insurance, which will help replace their possessions.
We now know the name of the man who died yesterday morning after crashing on the I-65 ramp at the Watterson. Metro Police say 55-year-old Marcus Reed lost control of his car on the curve. He died at the scene. No other cars were involved.
Today, a rally at the state capitol will celebrate 25 years of Louisville's Fairness Ordinance. On January 26, 1999, Louisville became the first city in Kentucky and one of the first in the nation to protect LGBTQ people from discrimination by adding sexual orientation and gender identity to employment protections. Earlier this year, new legislation was filed to strengthen statewide protections from discrimination for LGBTQ people. Today's rally kicks off at 1:30 at the Capitol Rotunda in support of this bill and to honor the Fairness Ordinance.